And performer winner Wallace, and of course her guitar player Kris. Welcome. Did I get all the names right?
And Nolan.
And Nolan.
Nolan
Kris
and Kris.
Nolan.
Hi. Kris usually plays keys, Nolan plays guitar.
Okay.
But he's playing guitar for us today.
Just confuse the hell out of me.
I know.
Sorry. And Aaron is also here from Roky, Moon, and Bolt. Aaron, good to have you along as well.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. And how long has Roky, Moon, and Bolt been with Zen Hill Records?
Oh, well, I guess we're coming up on close to 2 years. Has it really been that long?
It's possible.
I don't know. You know, time gets a little hazy in Roky, Moon, and Bolt. To tell you the truth.
And Winter, what about yourself?
I think close to the same. I mean, we were just a little bit before you guys, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Winter, we'll start with you. You grew up in the area.
I grew up in Pearland, and now I live kind of around that area, MNOBLE area.
Okay, and you started writing songs as a teenager? As a matter of fact, one of the songs you wrote as a teenager is on your holiday release, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
But you weren't a teenager not too long ago.
It was a while back. My birthday's Sunday, and I'll be 27. So,
wow, you look
young. Oh, geez, thanks. I started writing songs with Dan at Echegaray when I was 16.
Okay.
But by myself, I was a lot younger.
Now, how did you cross paths with Dan Workman over at Echegaray at 16?
You know, my grandmother, she found him in the Houston Chronicle, and he was working with Destiny's Child. And so, yeah.
So I think I found the guy for you.
Yeah, and she was like, this is who you need to work with.
Wow, she just went straight to the top. That's
great.
Yeah,
she went straight to the top, and so we met up with him, and that's how it started.
Very nice. Yeah. Now, I think I read that the history of this band almost starts on somebody's couch in L.A.
Kind of, yeah. I was, Nolan and I met, and we were starting to write some music, but we didn't really have a band to perform live. So I just randomly, Fiona Apple was playing in California, and I had to go, and I didn't have any money or anything, and just the stars aligned, and somebody gave me a ticket, and I went out to LA, actually Hollywood, and I slept on the couch of a friend, and he ended up being our drummer, and the whole band just kind of started from there. He pulled in his best friend, which is Kris, and now we just have this great little family, and he's back in LA, and we're still playing music.
Okay, very nice. And Nolan, tell me a little bit about yourself. You played in a lot of bands here in town, is that right?
Yes, I have. I probably about when I was 15 or 16 started playing in a rock band called Eldridge.
Okay.
And you know, we did the thing, and you know, played a lot and had some success in town, and that kind of
ran its course.
Yeah, kind of ran its course. And I met Winter, I guess 7 years ago now almost, and we hit it off and started writing and creating music, and so we've been kind of doing this thing ever since, and you know, just you know, writing, and we did the record Holiday. Now we're kind of starting to work on some new stuff and trying to just play as much as we can and do as much as we can. So.
Okay, and so the big showcase is tomorrow night over at Fitzgerald's, and
yeah.
You guys hit the stage at what time? Do you know?
9-ish.
That's
I think
a fair question. I think we go around 9. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, are you guys gonna sing one live for us?
Yeah. We'll do it.
But before you do that, Kris, how did you kind of end up in the band?
Well, I when she crashed on that couch out in LA, that was my best friend, and
kind of brought it back to Houston.
What's that?
Everybody came back to Houston?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I was actually living in Houston, and he was like, hey, you should play with her, with Winter, and then she asked me, she was like, hey, you interested? And it's kind of it right there.
Okay. And how many years have you guys been?
Probably a little over 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Okay,
something like
nice.
that, yeah.
And what's the song you guys are going to play for us?
We're going to play Here's to Everything first. This is one of the tracks on the Holiday record. This is one of the first ones that I did at Echegaray. Everything that we were, oh, when did
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Is this your first time at KBFT?
It is.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh, I'm glad you came in. Thanks for coming. But you have done a little radio before.
A little bit. We've done a couple of interviews, and this
They
is.
weren't half as good as this one, though.
I think this is our first real radio station interview, maybe.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
I'm glad it's this one.
You're getting extra airplay already. Hey,
Yay.
let's jump over to Aaron from Roky, Moon and Bolt. Aaron, how are you, sir?
I am well, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. This band has actually been on KBFT.
Yeah, we have actually come in here a couple of times. Once just to kind of chit-chat about rock and roll, and once we actually dragged the entire band into the room.
Was that a late night with Pat and Rosie kind of to get deal?
Actually, it was with Rhonda. It was pretty.
Okay.
It was
On a
daytime.
Friday
It was
afternoon? Very nice.
It was one of those things where we were, sunglasses indoors and everything.
Right. And you also do some stuff with Zen Films.
Yes, actually, they've brought me on board recently, and I'm getting the full speed ahead crash course through several things as I handle some other things that they haven't had time to before. So it's fun, great fun stuff.
Now, you work with Ross Wells and Zen Films. I saw something online that was a 2010 tour. It was was that filmed by Ross?
Oh, actually, no. We did that all ourselves while we were out on the road. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it was the East Coast tour.
CCR at the beginning of it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a cute little video. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was kind of, the 2-week experience of us out together on our first tour together. Oddly enough, it was our first tour to have a female in the band, so we had to get real friendly and real understanding real fast. There was a lot of band etiquette for what goes on in the van on the long car rides for the first time.
With a female, right, I understand. Yeah. But she weathered through the storm and is still with you today.
Oh, she's a little more tough than we are, come to find out. Cassie on piano for us is, she's a rough girl. She's great.
Okay. Now, in one of the pictures I saw online, there's 2 females. So tell me about that.
Yeah, well, we've had
does it range up to 7, maybe even 8, depending on...
Yeah, we do as much as 8, depending upon what backup singers we have on a given night. We've done a 4-piece once on New Year's. We did an all David Bowie cover set at a Spider House in Austin, and we just played piano, guitar, drums with Roky on vocals. That was great fun. We've never played so stripped down before.
Okay, tell folks a little bit about how this band formed, and it did form here in Houston, right?
It did form here in Houston, yeah. It was a little unusual. It was the kind of thing where Roky sort of handpicked us all one by one to go into this group, and we hadn't really actually met one another, all of us. So it's a very strange thing. Normally it's, really good friends getting together and connections being made like that, but this was a very calculated maneuver on Rocky's part. So my first involvement was him showing me a handful of songs on an acoustic guitar on my patio, and I knew right away, I was like, wow, that's
good stuff.
Definitely something I want to be a part of.
And what were you doing at the time?
Actually, I was getting ready to make a complete paradigm shift and move out to LA. I was going to go out, start really chasing an acting career, but money's tight in times like these. So when I heard that music, it was good enough to keep me rooted in place for a little while longer.
Very nice.
Now I have absolutely no intention of leaving Houston anytime soon.
Okay. Well, good thing for the band.
Yeah.
And tell us, how long have you guys been in the final format? How long has the group that's together now been at it?
Well, almost as long. I'd say it was maybe 5 or 6 months in when Cassie actually saw us perform at Rudyard's, and she came right up to us immediately after the show and was like, "You guys need piano." So,
and I'm a piano
yeah,
player.
and it turns out I'm classically trained. So, we.
Did you laugh at it at first? Okay, whatever.
How'd
that work?
It's so funny. I mean, she's a pretty rock and roll girl, tattoos, long, straight hair.
She looked the part.
She looked the part. We're like, okay, well, let's get in the practice room. And she completely blew us away. She even brought her accordion to that first practice session and played accordion on one track. We were like, yes, keep her.
Now, Roky, Moon and Bolt is kind of a glam rock band. Do you incorporate the accordion on stage?
We haven't in a long time because it turns out it's pretty difficult to mic an accordion in a glam rock band.
Sure.
So, there's not many setups that can accommodate that. So I think we just kind of streamlined and made it all piano lines for a while.
All right. And since you're flying solo today, we're going to go ahead and play one off of the CD. So people kind of get the full band sound.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little dull if you sat here and listened to me wank around on guitar for a while.
All right, and you want to introduce this song, Watch the Man?
Yeah, Watch That Man. It's actually one of our dearly beloved David Bowie tracks. It's the first track off of one of his albums, and we do a little bit more of a rough around the edges version with, of course, a little bit of guitar embellishments, but it's one of my favorites off this record.
Okay, very nice. We're about to hear Rocky, Moon, and Bolt, and of course they'll be part of the Zin Hill Record Showcase at Fitzgerald's tomorrow night, and we're going to give out some tickets here in a little bit. Stick around.